Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We are live, and we're just getting started. We've got lots of cool stuff to give away today. We've got lots of promos. They almost look like invisible in my hands. Got lots. Got lots to give away. Got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I want to just hang out with you guys also, which is always fun. I'm going to be. I'm still sharing, doing some social media stuff. So we're going to do some of this fun stuff. I've got a poll going on right now, testing a new feature. I haven't live streamed in a while. Missed the last big AMG Stream Fest, so I'm taking advantage of some of the new stuff. There's a poll. Let me know in the comments if you like pickles while we are getting this going. I know that's a silly question, right? Is it a silly question? I think it's a little bit of a silly question. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Why isn't that updating? That's weird. I got the live, the chat supposed to be on screen here, and it's not showing up for some reason. It shows up, looks fine on my screen. It doesn't look fine in the chat, which is interesting to me. Loathing pickles. I'm right there with you. I am not a fan of pickles. We're at 93% in favor of pickles right now. That is wild. That is wild. A lot of pickle lovers out there. Funny thing is, I like other things that are pickled, but not necessarily pickles themselves. I don't know. I don't know why that is. All right, catch measure. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? All right. Cha-cha. That's so strange that it's like that. That's so strange. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try something here. Let me close that. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. All right, we're gonna do this again. I'm almost done. I'm almost ready. We're gonna get started. Get your questions ready. I'm gonna jump into Q&A mode here in a second. I am really curious where we stand on the pickle situation and what other questions. So there's other features and stuff we can do too, which is cool in here. So we're gonna have fun with that. If you haven't already, check out the links in the video description below. We've got some great sponsor links down there. Also, jump in our Discord. Some of the giveaways we're doing tonight are going to come from other places too. I'm going to be announcing winners from the recent Patreon giveaways as well as Discord. And we're also going to do giveaways for our viewers who are live, who are watching here. And of course, the more we get, the more giveaways we'll do. So make sure you're sharing this video. Help me signal boost a little bit. It means a lot to me. So I definitely appreciate that. It's a pretty cool thing, and so I'm really grateful for it. So thank you for that. Here we go. Here we go. All right, and I'm looking for cha-cha. Yes, really. It's still all right. Well, we're not going to be able to get the live chat on screen for some reason. It refuses to do it. I could try one more thing. All right, we're gonna try this. So, no. Automatic. Nope, it won't do it. All right. Well, we'll just have to deal with the chat as it was. You know what I screwed it up is I had it all working, and then I had to end the stream and restart the stream, and that broke everything. I should have restarted my software. It's too late to do that now. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. I want to start things off with announcing some giveaway winners, and then we're going to get to some Q&A. How do I end the poll? The end of the poll is in favor of pickles, it seems. It seems like pickles won 87% to 13%. We're going to do more. I can get you guys engaged on what giveaway winners or giveaways we do first. Oh, man, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like that. Okay. All right. Oh, all right. So let me know where you guys are watching from. We got folks from all over the place. What's going on, Peter? What's going on, AJ? Corver, Marlos, that random clone. I'm not going to be able to get everybody. RTM. Let's see. Cheese Whiz, Slacker at Large, James, Mary, Stealth Viper. We got people coming in from a lot of Pro Pickle people. People coming in from Alaska, Pennsylvania, Boise, Idaho, Central Virginia, Wichita, Kansas, Denver, Colorado, Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri? Utah, Alaska. I would guess Missouri, because I think that's really the Kansas City. That's the Kansas City I'm more familiar with, the Missouri part. But, or I think my wife would say I think she would tell me it was pronounced Missouri, not in Missouri. I don't think you're supposed to say E. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. That's right. I guessed right. Okay, cool. Alaska, Bolivik, or is that Bolivia with a typo? Looks like very cool. Madison, Alabama, Bolivia. There it is with the type. All right. Toronto, Alabama. All right. Missouri. Oh, you do say Missouri. Okay. Misery. Misery is waiting for all these Mandalorians to show up when your friends who went to the UK Games Expo have it already. I've got friends that have these things in hand already, and I'm happy for them, but I'm also a little jealous. You know how it feels to be happy for somebody, but also a little jealous. It's not the best feeling in the world, but you feel good for them. But it's okay to be like a little bit in between, right? All right, so I want to start things off. I want to get some of you guys' thoughts on what are the things that you're really excited for, because while we are talking about Mandalorians today, we're going to be giving away Mandalorian promos. We also got other things to give away too. For example, we've got Blizzard Force. We've got really fancy custom cards for Blizzard Force. The 1, 2, and 3 pip, Blizzard Force specific. We've also got Echo Base Defenders. We've got Echo Base Defenders. A whole set. So whoever wins is going to win a whole set of these, which is very, very cool. Also, stuff we give away today, there's going to be another round that goes up on Patreon at the end of the month. So if you don't win anything today, patrons are going to get an additional chance, because I've got multiples of these. So we're going to do that. We'll also do more Discord giveaways. So if you're not already in the Discord, make sure you jump in there. Make it a thing that you can jump in and be part of the discussion. And I'd love to have you and hang out and all of that. Oh, see, Stealth Viper just joined the Discord. Awesome. Thanks, Stealth Viper. So let's go. I'm going to announce some of our previous winners that haven't been announced yet, because we've had a couple of these going for a few days. Maybe what? I think it's been about 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, we've had the giveaways going for about 2 weeks. So let me see. Pull it up here. So we're gonna start off with some Patreon winners, and I'm gonna announce those. They're also gonna be announced in Patreon as well. So if you're a patron and you don't catch the live stream, I'm still gonna announce it on Patreon as well. So let's go ahead and get some of these giveaways. Let's get some of these things. These are really cool too. First one is gonna be Bo-Katan. Now this one went up for B-Wing members only, and this one is going to Christian Snyder. Congratulations, Christian Snyder. You've got yourself a Beskar Bo-Katan. I say Beskar. It's shiny. It's a hollow. It's a foiled out Bo-Katan, but it does kind of look like Beskar. It kind of does. Yeah, that's cool. Now the back is normal. The back is not holographic, but this part is. So this is gonna go ahead and just can shoot me an email or message me on Patreon. I just get your updated shipping information. We'll get it going. We'll get it going. All right. Next up, this one went to X-Wing members and above, and this is gonna be Paz Vizsla, and this one's going to Peter von Bleichart is winning the Beskar Paz Vizsla. Congratulations, Peter. I'll get your updated shipping information, and you're good to go. And the way that these work is there's different tiers, and there's different things that you get at different tiers and stuff. So I make, basically everything is this and up. So if you go at the top tier, you get, access to everything. And your name's higher in the credits and all of that stuff, too, which is cool. So next up is going to be the Armorer, and this is to A-Wing members and above on Patreon. And there we go. Fancy Armorer. This is the way. So this one is going to Clinton Medovich. Congratulations, Clinton. And again, we will announce these also on Patreon. And next up, we have a Mandalorian Leader. Again, additional, we're going to give out another copy of these during the live stream as well. So you guys who are watching, you guys are going to have a chance to win some of this stuff as well. Pretty cool stuff. So the Mandalorian Leader was for Y-Wing and up. And that's going to Silas Klug. Congratulations, Silas. And to end things out, that's it for our Patreon giveaways for right now. We'll be doing more of those for sure. If you're interested, if you were on the fence about joining on Patreon, this is a great time to get in there. We've got some. There's a new Armada battle report that just went up. That's early access for Y-Wing and above. And we also have Discord roles for patrons. By the way, speaking of Discord, if you're not in our Discord already, you should definitely be in there. We also do giveaways. Axe Woves was a Discord giveaway. This one is going to be going to Balding Wookie. Congratulations. I'll also announce that on Discord. So those are the giveaways we've got already. But there's more. There's definitely more. Okay. First thing I want to hear is, what is better, in your opinion? We're going to have a simulated warfare right here in the chat. Simulated war here from here in the chat. I'm going to put up a poll, but I also want your questions. I want the things that you're most hyped about or things that you're curious about. And this doesn't even have to be Star Wars Legion specific, but I mean, obviously we are talking Legions. We are talking about Star Wars Legion. But I want to know what things you're very hyped about, or this is also like just a hangout. Ask me anything. Obviously, we'll any discussion stuff you've got. So I'm going to ask you guys. We're going to do a warfare here. All right. Who wins the battle today? It's going to be Blizzard Force or Echo Base Defenders. And whoever wins, we're going to do that one giveaway first. Boom. The poll should be up. It's up now. It's up now. Get your votes in. We're going to look at them live. We're already seeing Blizzard Force off to an early lead. Is Blizzard Force going to win? All you rebels out there are going to let the Empire just walk all over you? I thought you guys were in it. You know, rebellions are built on hope. While that is going, I'm going to let that run for a little bit. I'm going to check out the comments. We've got folks from all over the world. I see Denmark. I see Belgium. I see UK. I see some folks that are shout-outs to the Empire and the Republic. We don't have a Republic Battle Force card for you, but I think we might have something Republic aligned. I think so. Maybe not. There might. I'll have to look. I'll have to look in again. But yes, a lot of folks in favor of the Empire. It looks like currently the Empire is at 74%. Wow. Okay. All right. We are, and also I do want to ask you guys if you guys have seen. Speaking of Blizzard Force, have you seen the new Darth Vader in the Blizzard Force box? What do you think of that? I think the sculpt is really cool. But I'm curious what you guys think, because it is like, I think it's like 6th Darth Vader or something like that. There's like a lot of Darth Vaders out there. It seems like it's crazy. Now, that random clone says, I'm excited for Super heavies. He's excited for super heavies. I don't know if they're ever going to do super heavies, but I'm definitely excited about super heavies too. Because of the fact that we're going to be getting starfighters, right? We're going to be getting air support. It kind of opens the door for bigger things. You know, I like it. I like it a lot. If any of you guys, let me know if you guys have seen my recent video where I was talking about like air support, like doing just like X-wing kind of battles with in Star Wars Legion, like just airships, you know, starfighters versus starfighters, no ground units at all, just going crazy. It's a cool idea. It came from chat, as a matter of fact. It came from one of the comments, and I do think it's only a matter of time before people actually start doing that. It's crazy huge. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think those are really cool. I'm looking forward to those for sure. How many Vaders do we need? Is a good question. Matt asks, how many Vaders do we need? I think it's one of those things where you're trying to make a game. You're trying to make a game kind of, I don't know if I'd call it an evergreen game, but this is a game that you're trying to keep in production and keep recognizable and keep it new and fresh and pull in new players. Periodically, you have to have a new Darth Vader, at least the sculpt. Right? You still have to have Darth Vader on store shelves. You're always going to have somebody new walking by that sees it and says, "Oh, I want to get this." But if you only let yourself do all the obscure characters and never do reprints or whatever, then of course you're gonna miss people. So I get that, but at the same time, it's like, wow, we have had a lot of Darth Vaders, and I think for a little while there was a lot of them, and some of them are convention exclusives. So when I say we have like 6 Darth Vaders, it's not like we have 6 Darth Vader units, right? It's still just Commander Darth Vader and Operative Darth Vader. That's it. So you really only have 2, and really, it's just Commander Darth Vader to me. I mean, I wouldn't want to run Operative Darth Vader. I've never liked Operative Darth Vader. Not once. I ever liked him. I don't know if I've ever run him. I'd have to go back and check like all my old Star Wars Legion battle reports and see if I've ever run Operative Darth Vader. I just really like Commander Darth Vader. Now, I know he's been reworked in 2nd edition. It's really interesting for me. So yeah, that's part of it. Currently in the poll, Blizzard Force is at 73%. We have a lot more Imperials in the chat than we have Rebels. If you're a Rebel player, need your votes in the chat right now. It's we're trying to do it. We're trying to do it. Also, make sure you share the video. Every 100 viewers, we're going to add more giveaways. We're going to have more and more exciting giveaways. I've got some very cool stuff to give away. Which is and you guys are gonna like it. It's good. There's some cool Easter eggs in here. There's some cool little extra bonus things too. So fun stuff. All right. So I did see where there was an interesting thing here. Let me scroll back up that I missed. Let's see. All right. I'm looking forward to 77 stormtroopers. That's a lot of stormtroopers. That is a lot of stormtroopers. Is that how many you can really do? Where do we get 77 from? Is that... I guess I haven't really done the count on how many you can theoretically run. I'd also think that like full-scale war kind of ups that quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know. AJ Lynch says that an epic idea, do a video series where you play a game of Star Wars Rebellion using Legion, Armada, and X-Wing to resolve all the battles and maybe Imperial Assault. I know some folks have tried it. I don't know if you need to actually do X-Wing. And I say that primarily because Armada also has the squadrons. So like the space battles are like capital ships and starfighters. And so you can do all that in Armada instead. So that, I think the problem with doing that is somebody mapped it out one time, is that it takes a long time. If you have a 4-day weekend, you might be able to get a game done that way, which is kind of crazy. But then again, there are some games of Star Wars Rebellion that don't have that many battles. I've had games that have ended astoundingly quick when I decided to put the Rebel base like right next to the Empire, like hide them on Alderaan and then get found very, very quickly. And then you have to be like, well, let's go ahead and deal out the cards again. Let's shuffle up and reset the board and just start all over again. But yeah, no, it's a fun thing. I love Star Wars Rebellion. I did hear something very interesting about Star Wars Rebellion. Do we have any book readers in the chat? Because Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere is going to be coming to a game very similar to Star Wars Rebellion. They're doing like the War of Roshar or War for Roshar based on the Stormlight Archive. If you've ever read The Way of Kings or any of the Stormlight Archive, you might be familiar with this world. Very popular world that Brandon Sanderson has built. And they're going to be doing like a Battle of the Shattered Plains where you're like the, you're like the humans versus the others. It sounds really cool. Sounds like it's inspired largely by Star Wars Rebellion. So that looks super, super cool. I'm excited about that. I hope it's real. I hope it ends up being as cool as it could be. Because that's great stuff. What is this book reading I speak of? Well, I actually, to be honest with you, I do more listening. I'm an Audible guy. So when I go to paint, I just turn on audiobooks. By the way, okay, we're gonna do some book questions here too. All right, let's get back to our poll. Our poll is and we're at 40 viewers right now. Okay, we're getting up there. Keep sharing the video. If we hit 100, we're gonna do a couple extra giveaways. All right. Why is there no Clone Wars version of Rebellion? There should be. There really should be. There's so much they could do. They could do a Clone Wars one. Actually, what they should do is they should do a second edition of Star Wars Rebellion and have it have a Clone Wars option and the Galactic Civil War option. And also give it like an epic version, because this is what I really like. I'd really like for it to take place at the end of the Clone Wars and the beginning of the Empire. And then you can have some Clone Wars. You can have Clone Wars characters. You can have, Galactic Civil War characters and everything in between, including the Ghost crew, Thrawn, everything like that. But you know how you start? Like if you've ever played Star Wars Rebellion, you start with ships. You start with a whole setup of troops and ships. And then you also start production. My thought is have the Empire start with Venators, but you can't make Venators. You start with Venators and Architans, but you can't make them. You just start making Imperial Star Destroyers. So it takes a little while for the Star Destroyers to get in production and to actually take on the board. Like that's my idea. Like that's just one idea. I think that'd be a really cool feature. So you could still have those things in play, and maybe there's like achievements or there's some goals for the Empire player to actually have something survive. Maybe I don't know. There's just a lot of really cool things that might be able to happen with that. But there's so much they could do with it if they did a second version of Rebellion, like a deluxe version of Rebellion. Oh man, I would love it. I would love it. Maybe the greatest two-player board game of all time. So they should definitely do that. All right, we're going to end the poll. Let's see here. Let's see where we end. What was the final percentage? How many votes did we get? Okay, the poll is who wins the battle today with 35 votes. Oh, you guys, not everybody voted. Okay, 35 votes. The Empire wins 74% to the Echo-based Defenders 26%. All right, give me a hashtag Blizzard Force. Only if you voted for the Empire. Honor system here. Give me a hashtag Blizzard Force. And we'll go ahead and we're going to do this giveaway. Now, the winner of this giveaway is going to win all three of these. So we're going to win 1, 2, 3. Now, I hope you're an Imperial player and you're going to use these cards, or you have somebody very close to you that's an Imperial player that's going to appreciate these cards. Yes. Look at that. Very cool stuff. All right. And we're going to choose this. Hashtag Blizzard Force in chat. We'll do that. We're also going to do Echo-based Defenders, right? So if you're a Rebel player, don't worry. We're also going to do Echo-based Defenders. We'll do that a little bit later. So that is going on. I'm going to try something else. There's another new feature in here. We can do start a Q&A. All right. All right. I'm trying a Q&A in the chat I don't know. Whoa, what is going on? Select a question. Whoa. Oh, that is cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. So if you guys have seen, they've changed this a little bit where now I can ask a question in chat and it almost like threads it out. So you can answer the best book you've read lately in this Q&A thing. I wanted to test it out, and I figured what better time to test it than during a live stream. That is pretty cool that they're doing that. A lot of, like, Twitch has a lot of really cool built-in features, but I don't usually stream on Twitch, so I'm just the YouTube guy. So that's a fun thing. All right, our Blizzard Force. Hold on, where did they go? Oh no, I lost them. Sorry, guys. That's it for Blizzard Force. Echo base. All right. Our Blizzard Force winners is going to be... All right, it's going to be That Random Clone R4B. That Random Clone R4B. Congratulations. You won Blizzard Force. Go ahead and shoot me an email, mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Once again, that's mailcrabbok@gmail.com. You've got to, in the email, let me know what you've won, because we're going to do a lot of giveaways. I don't want to get you the wrong thing. Also, I'm going to need to tell me where to ship it. And also, by the way, if you win any of my giveaways, yes, I need to know where to ship it. I'll just ship it anywhere, as long as you're on Earth. So that's fine. However, I also need a name to put on an envelope, because I can't write, a screen name. I can't write Hutslayer 614 on an envelope. I mean, I suppose I could, but I don't think it would actually get delivered. I think it might be flagged as some kind of craziness, some kind of crazy nonsense, if that were to happen. Oh, if you live on a moon colony, you are out of luck. I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see questions. All right. Oh, look. So if I go to my questions, oh, that is cool. Okay. So I can go in the chat. I can click on the question for what's the best book you've read lately. I see Star Wars Republic Commando series. I didn't know they did a book series for that. I knew the video game. I didn't know that. The Lord of the Rings is always good. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Gizzy376 says Project Hail Mary. Now, there is a fantastic book. I'll tell you, I went into that one totally blind. Like years ago, long before they announced they were doing a movie. I didn't even know they were doing a movie on it. I knew Andy Weir was an author I wanted to read, and I read The Martian and loved it. Then saw the movie and loved that, and I was like, okay. And then I read Artemis, and I was okay on that one, but it was still, I'm like, all right, The Martian was still good enough. I'll still read whatever he writes. And I saw Project Hail Mary. As soon as it came out, and I didn't know anything about it, I was just like, okay, it's Andy Weir, go. Boom. Now, if you've seen the trailers for that movie, there's a lot of things about, like, it takes place in space or whatever, and all this other stuff. Going in blind in the book, absolutely fascinating, because it's from the perspective of somebody who just kind of wakes up with complete amnesia. They don't know where they are, what's going on, who they are, or anything that's going on. So by like chapter 3 or so, and he figures out he's actually in space. To me, it was just like, whoa! It was, what an amazing experience to actually like read through that book going in blind. So I was a little disappointed with the with the movie trailer spoiling as much as it did. However, still pretty cool stuff. Okay. Going back and forth on reading the X-Wing series of books. Very cool to go back and read some of the old Star Wars stuff. I have never read the X-Wing series specifically. I read some of the old EU books, but I haven't. That's one series I didn't get to. Lightbringer, Red Rising, brutal but great book series. I am not familiar with that, although I've seen the cover art for it, but I'm unfamiliar with that one. The StarCraft TMG rules this weekend. Yes, so I actually played last week. Still haven't done a full game yet. But I'm really itching to play that one more. That's a really fun game system. The StarCraft miniatures game, if you guys haven't already checked that one out. Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire book looks amazing. I haven't read any Star Wars books in a while. The Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, very, very good book. I'll come back to that in a little bit. Thrawn Ascendancy, very, very cool. What is going on, everybody? I'm jumping back and forth. I have questions in the chat. I don't know if I can add another question while that one's still going. I don't know if I can add. I can't do another Q&A while that one is still going. Okay, okay. All right, that's cool. All right. Let's see. I'm in main chat right now. Check it out. We're checking everything out. RTM says, listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl. God damn it, donut. That's my one curse for the stream. Sorry. I absolutely love that series. I just finished book 8 recently, and it is a spectacular book series. It's very, very good. What's going on, everybody? Back in the year 2000, my neighbor helped me order a book called How to Make War. He fears the FBI was going to watch him for that. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that would happen. Jeffrey Thomas says, I wish they would do a 5 to 8 millimeter scale tabletop for Star Wars so you could field AT-ATs. I wish something like that would happen, like on the scale, on the level of Star Wars Legion, or X-Wing or Armada or something like that. Like I would love for that to be a thing that they do. And we're gonna do more giveaways here in just a moment. But go ahead and give me a... We're going to do the Echo-based Defenders real quick, and I'm going to talk about this. We're going to do 3 command cards for Echo-based Defenders. Boom. They are pretty. They are regular on the back side, but the front sides are holographic, foiled out. They are super cool. You've got the 1 pip, or your 1 pip, your 2 pip, and your 3 pip, all right here. Winner's going to get all 3 of these. Give me a hashtag Blizzard, or I'm sorry, Echo-based Defenders, not Blizzard Force, Echo-based Defenders. Or you can do Echo-based for short. I will accept either one. So let me talk about, while you guys are doing that, let me talk a little bit about Inferno Squad. No, not Inferno Squad. The millimeter, yes, the small game. So there's a fan-made one. Trying to remember what the name of it is. Hold on. In my Discord, there's a guy who was working on this, and let me see here. Oh, it's called Star Wars Regiment. There's a guy he was making like a homemade version of something like that, and he's put a lot of work into it, and it's cool. I haven't played it, but definitely, like, it is that kind of game. It's that scale of game. I'm usually less likely to jump into like homebrew stuff, because again, I want to be able to promote stuff that's available to everybody. I want to be able to promote stuff that you can walk into your store and buy. I'm not really into 3D printing, and stuff like that. I'm not like, it's not like it's something I'm opposed to. I think 3D printing is a cool thing. It's not something I do. So, that I tend to lean more towards things that are commercially available. I like to be able to talk about a product, put a link to it in the description, and talk about things that are more widely available to folks. Because again, homemade stuff tends to be a little more niche. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's not for me. So yeah. But yeah, no. So I would love a widely produced game like that. Now, to scratch that itch of like a 5 to 7 millimeter game, you do have there's board game stuff like Star Wars Rebellion can do that. Battle of Hoth can certainly do that. The Memoir 44 style game, right? And that one's pretty cool too. It's definitely, it's light. It's not super rules heavy. It's not very crunchy. It scratches the itch a little bit. I see a question here from AJ. AJ Lynch says, "Did you see He-Man?" Not yet. Soon. My wife has told me I'm not allowed to see that movie. She's stopping me from doing it. She's so mean. She's about to come hit me, I'm sure, if she's watching still. I don't know if she was watching. No, no, we're planning to go see it. We just haven't gone yet. But I'm eager. I'm itching. I'm like chomping at the bit to go see He-Man. I had people at work today come in and like, oh my gosh, did you see it? Oh, and then like some people don't know and they like want to talk about it, and I'm like, don't talk about it too much yet. I tried not to watch spoilers, I just want to go see it, but it's like the spoilers are everywhere. I know there's a post-credits scene. I think there's 3. I pretty much know what's been spoiled already, and so it's like, I don't know, man. I don't like seeing stuff after opening weekend. I want to see it like opening weekend. I like to see opening night if I can. But that's me. It's just my little kid factor. But to be fair, He-Man and Masters of the Universe was not my favorite cartoon. It was my second favorite cartoon as a kid. Well, when I was very, very young, then Ninja Turtles kind of became... I would say Ninja Turtles was probably my second favorite. So maybe Masters of the Universe was my third favorite. But second favorite in the mid-'80s. My favorite was Thundercats. The day they do Thundercats is going to be like the first day I go to a movie like dressed up like Lion-O or Panthro or something. Probably Panthro. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know if I could... I don't think I could pull it off. I'd have to really I'd have to hit the gym like at least 9 months early. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. We've got a giveaway winner. Ninja Turtles kid. Remember He-Man well. Oh yeah. I loved the Ninja Turtles. They were it's funny because once upon a time cartoons were made to sell toys, and some folks didn't like that, but I had no problem with that because the toys were cool and the cartoons were fun too. I think because we didn't have the internet, so we had to actually play with toys, right? I played with toys. I was poor though. I didn't have that many toys. My friends had more toys than I did, so I'd go over to their house and we'd play with toys together. He-Man, we did that a lot. Thundercats, we did that a lot. Ninja Turtles, we did that a lot. And that was the time when some of my friends started saying, I don't play with toys anymore. I'm grown up. I only do sports now. And I'm like, fine, I'll go play Ninja Turtles by myself. Yeah. So the real Ghostbusters Tailspin. Oh man, we're hitting all the old school stuff. All right. We're going to do our next giveaway right now. Next giveaway is for Echo Base Defenders. Echo Base Defenders right here. So our winner for our Echo Base Defenders is going to be Nicholas Hancock 8729. Congratulations, Nicholas Hancock 8729. We've got you squared away. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and we will get you squared away. Go ahead and shoot me. Let me know what you've won. And let's see. 8729. All right, gotcha. All right, yeah. Go, but look, mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Let me know what you've won. Remind me so I don't send you the wrong thing. I also need a name and shipping address. What am I writing on the envelope to get this out to you? All right. With that being said, we're gonna do some Mandalorians next. I want to know what you guys think. Here, let me go ahead and hold on. Let me come back into here. Let's go back into the questions here. And can I do this? End Q&A. Yes, confirm. All right. That was cool. All right, we're gonna start a poll. I want to know what your favorite clan is from the Mandalorians, and we're gonna put them all up there. So we're gonna start with what is it? Clan Kreese. The next one is something of the Children of the Watch, right? Of the Watch. I want you guys to know something. While I'm typing up this poll, I'm very privileged because I live in a home with a fantastic woman who makes sourdough bread. And there's a loaf in the oven right now, and I can smell it. You guys can't smell this through the channel, but I want you to imagine that you could smell fresh baked bread, like, being baked right now. And it just fills my soul with bread. It's so good. I don't know if your soul should be filled with bread, but it's really good. It's really good. All right, we also have Clan Ren. I just realized Clan is spelt with it. Yeah, okay. Clan Kreese I spelled incorrectly. All right, we got Clan Ren. Then we got Clan Saxon. And, oh, I can only put 4 options. Okay, so we're not talking about the custom clans just yet. Out of the 4 existing clans. All right. There we go. We've got a new poll up. Clan Crabbok. Maybe. Yes. All right, so yes. So the sourdough bread, absolutely fantastic. It is there. We are going to do some giveaways. While that poll goes, let me know your favorite clan. We're going to talk about the winners. We're going to talk about, again, and this can be for reasons of just theme or what you liked to watch on TV the best, maybe the way you want to paint your stuff, or it could be based on the rules that they had posted, right? Like, those are all valid things. Speaking of which, I want to pull those up a little bit because we have some cool new battle forces, right? We talked about these a little bit. I want to get some of you guys' thoughts. Like, you know, what do you like out of the new battle forces? Put it in the, vote for them in the poll, right? Because there's some good ones. There are some good ones. Now, I think I like Clan Kreese the best out of these. And I'm pulling them up to refresh because I want to get my wording right. But Clan Kreese just or actually Saxon. Oh, it's tough. It's tough to pick a winner. So Children of the Watch can do more of the initiates. They can spam. They can be a little bit more of a spam upgrade. They can do more stuff for the, like, more of the cheap initiates. They can gear them out with some point upgrades. That's a cool thing. But Night Owls or Clan Kreese, they get to keep green tokens. I like that. Plus their stronger together ability lets them kind of get that a little bit of that teamwork stuff. So as long as you're taking actions to get tokens, you're gonna be able to keep tokens. I like that. It might be a little hard to do that in some of those phases where you really need to be double moving. That can be a little bit tricky, and so there may be some times where you're not able to get those. So I think that's going to impact army building a little bit. But I think Clan Kreese is going to do it for me. But there's also Clan Ren that has Guardian, and they're going to be Guardian from everybody, also benefiting from backup. I'm not as crazy about Guardian as a keyword because it is so sort of like unpredictable. There's too much chance left to Guardian if it's even going to work, right? Not as crazy about Guardian, but it's a thing. But Clan Saxon is also a really strong contender for me because of the whole you can recover and then do a you can recover and speed 1 move after you kill somebody, and that's kind of, I mean, it's gonna feel bad if you're like throwing this huge attack and you're expecting to move. Like, you're like, look, all right, I'm gonna move and shoot, and then hopefully after I kill you, then I can move behind the piece of cover, right? It'll seem vulnerable for a second, and then knowing that speed 1 move is gonna let you then boom and then cohere such that your unit is now protected. The really sad part about that whole thing is when you don't kill that unit, or they just roll perfectly for defense and then it screws up your plan. So that much is going to be rough. That much will be a hard part. And I get it. I do get it. So those are some of my thoughts. Although I think a lot of folks are going to be, now I'm going to be leaning a little bit more towards the custom clans. I think the custom clans are going to be good. Let's take a look at the breakdown, right? Well, I can see Children of the Watch are currently in the lead right now, but it's not like an overwhelming lead. So if you haven't voted yet in the poll, vote for what your favorite fan is. I didn't think Children of the Watch was gonna really be the winner there, but you know, if you want to spam, I mean, I think Children of the Watch, if you want to spam Mandalorians, if you want to spam DeLoreans, wait, spam DeLoreans, sounds like something Doc would say to Marty. Marty, we gotta spam DeLoreans if we're gonna get to the Mandalorians. I don't know. That's my Doc impression. It's terrible. You know, we'd be better off doing Rick and Morty. But no, yeah, I didn't expect them to be. I mean, they are thematically though. They're very cool, and you get Paz Vizsla in there, so it's not just about the ability. It's also about like the heroes that are available to that faction. You know, Death Watch loyalists. Well, I'm pretty sure Death Watch will be coming at some point. Like that just seems like, of course they're gonna do Death Watch. Like, why not do the very first Mandalorian faction that was ever introduced? Like, Death Watch was before all of these guys. So, of course you're going to do it. And by the way, on the Battle Force document, there is room for another faction at the bottom. I think, you know, when all of this stuff comes out, there's always, like, a year later, there's that, like, one extra box to kind of, like, you know, to buffet them out a little bit, to fill them out a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Death Watch and then like maybe a vehicle or something like that for Mandos, you know. Well, I mean, next year we are getting the Fang Fighter. So that'll be pretty cool. And maybe we'll see more stuff too. Do you think we're going to see like Concord Dawn, you know, as an option? You know, that's I like that could work. That could really work. So or would that be too close to Clan Saxon? You know, because they also had what was Gar Saxon's brother's name? Was it Tiber Saxon, who was like the Imperial one? It was, or something like that. Let me know in the chat if you can remember. I could just Google it right now, but I have different windows open. What is the Clan Crabbok? What the Clan Crabbok is expected to do when you will be able to build a custom clan? Out of the custom clans, I mean, that's a tough one. I like the Feats of Valor, and I like the Veterans option. I like those two kind of mixed together. That could be really fun. I've heard that like the custom pack had leaked early. I'm not really looking at that and talking about it. I'd rather just see it live when it shows up. So I'm trying to steer the channel away from like the leaks, especially when the leaks are done illegally or like improperly. If Asmodee put it up early or something like that, then I'd feel better about talking about it. But if some retailer like breaks street date or something like that, or somebody violates an NDA and then leaks stuff, I don't give that any attention. And it's just to protect everybody. I don't want anybody getting in trouble. I don't want the game, you know, getting in trouble. I don't want the people that make it getting in trouble and all of that other stuff. So. And plus, there's so many other things to talk about. There's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. There's a lot of things to hype and to talk about. Like, how are we going to paint our stuff, too? So, before we do a giveaway, let's talk about this poll. I'm going to end the poll. We're going to see who won, what the final results were. All right. So, in the winners of the poll for your favorite clan, Children of the Watch come on top with 34% of the vote. Clan Kreese a close second with 26%, Clan Saxon at 21%, and Clan Ren at the bottom with 19%. I didn't think that Clan Ren was going to be that popular. I'm not sure people are as crazy about the Guardian 1 keyword. I get it. Yeah, I don't think it's that cool, but thematically, I mean, you do get to run Sabine with them, right? So, like, you know, there's cool parts to it. Matter of fact, gosh, which clan doesn't get a Darksaber right now? Do all of them? I think everybody gets a Darksaber. Gar Saxon doesn't, because he has the card where he can run it for Clan Saxon, right? I guess custom clans don't get a Darksaber. Maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, Sabine can run it for Clan Ren. Bo-Katan can run it for Clan Kryze. And Din Djarin can wield it for the Children of the Watch. Yeah. Darksabers everywhere. Where's... Oh. I also want to ask you guys. Do you think we're going to see Moff Gideon in his Beskar armor? Are they going to do a Moff Gideon for this? And if so, will he just be a regular Imperial? Or, oh my gosh, look, all right, look. I wish you guys could smell this right here. Look at this bread. Look at that sourdough loaf. Look how big that is. That's incredible. This is how lucky I am. This is how lucky I am. And let's talk about how lucky you guys are, because we're going to do some giveaways. All right, let's find some Mandos. We're going to give away some Mandos. You guys want some Mandos?
Hey.
Hey.
Pause for a minute. No, you can, I was going to say that. Nothing? Nobody will hear.
Okay. Well, that could be different. She was telling me that YouTube ran an ad, and so maybe I shouldn't do a video or a giveaway just yet. So we'll pause. Give me a... Instead of pause, she says pause, I'll Paz. If you want a Paz Vizsla, I'm going to do a Paz Vizsla giveaway. Give me a hashtag Paz in the chat. Let's do it. Okay. Yes. So for Paz Vizsla, for pausing, as a matter of fact, I'm going to double it up. Whoever wins Paz is also going to win the Armorer. We're going to do both together. We're going to do Paz and the Armorer together. You're going to win two. We're going to do double. 2 giveaways. I can't believe I just said that. Can you believe that I just said that? We're going to do a double giveaway. Double giveaway. That's insanity. Insanity. Okay. But this is the things that happen here. We're going to do a double giveaway. All right. I'm going to pick the winner. We're going to let it go for 10 more seconds. And then we're going to randomize and pick. And we'll do more stuff on Patreon and also on Discord. So Patreon, you know, again, we already had 4 winners from Patreon. We'll do the same thing. The different tiers. Every tier has their own giveaway, and you can enter, you know, the higher the tier you are, you have access to everything else. So, so yeah, we'll do that. Also, Discord, we'll do another one there. But we'll keep them going. So we'll have some fun with that. All right. Today's winner is going to be Rick Beal 71. And all right, Rick Beal 71. Congratulations. You have won both. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Has any armor? Okay. Let me know what you've won in the email. I've said this before. I'll say it every time because I always give somebody who just says an email. It's like, hey, I won. I'm like, okay, who are you? And what did you win? And are you for real? Because, you know, I've actually never had anybody really try to dupe me out of that, which was good. But yes, that is a fun one. Okay, so Clan Beal Mandalorians. Well, you're not going to be able to use Paz and the Armorer for your custom clan. Well, you could. I mean, really. I mean, look, you hobby it however you want to hobby it, right? Paz is a cool model. I think a lot of people are going to want to do things with Paz and kind of do things with his sculpts and all the stuff he's got. I think that'll be a really cool. I think that'll be a really cool one. All right. Next up is going to be. Hold on. I am looking. We're gonna do. Next one's a single, just one. It's gonna be for a Mandalorian leader. Mandalorian leader. Give me a hashtag leader. Hashtag leader. See, we're doing giveaways, man. We're just doing them the whole chat. We're chatting. We're having a good time. We're doing giveaways. Yeah, Mandalorian leader in the channel. below. All right, in the chat. While that is going on, did you guys see Mandalorian and Grogu yet? We don't have to do any spoilers. It's still a little close, although I feel like it's been a couple weeks. I thought it was a pretty freaking fun movie. Let me know some of your thoughts also. If you enjoyed it, if you saw it, if you think any of the stuff from that should end up in Star Wars Legion, that would be pretty cool too. I mean, granted, there wasn't a whole lot, but there's some pretty cool things. Like I think huts should definitely come to Legion. I think that's something that should definitely happen at some point. I think it definitely works. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there that works. But yes. All right, for our Mandalorian leader giveaway, winner is going to be Royal Burly Royal. Royal Burly. All right, go ahead and congratulations, Royal Burly Royal. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and we'll get you squared away. Let me know what you've won, so I don't give you the wrong thing, because you might end up with an X-Wing promo otherwise, and we don't want that. All right, we're almost there, folks. We're going to do our final giveaway for the stream. There will be more on other sources, on other places, so don't worry about that. So if you do want to jump in Discord, links down there. If you want to check out Game Toppers, or if you want to check out Battle Foam, we have links in the description below. You can check out all those awesome sponsors. We've got discounts for Battle Foam. We have discounts for Game Toppers. That's off of mats and accessories. The toppers themselves are already heavily discounted, but everything else that goes with the toppers you can save as well with that discount code that we have down there. We're happy to work with them. I only do those codes and sponsorships and partnerships with brands that I actually use their stuff or actually really like their stuff. And I've known both of these. I've known Battle Foam and Game Toppers for, gosh, like 10 years or more. I've been, working with them forever. So it was definitely time to do like this. I didn't always have sponsors and sponsorships and stuff like that. But like if I really like a product, we'll do it. I turn down stuff all the time. This is really good stuff. So that's why it's up there. I want to save you guys money. That's kind of how all of that works. And so yeah, I do. There's a small kickback. I make a little bit off of it. Like a lot of times they're like, hey, you can decide, like how much what the code is going to be. I could have done like only 10% and then made a bigger cut, but I wanted to I wanted to increase your savings and get another cut from that. So that's a fun thing. All right, this one. All right, last giveaway. This one is for Bo-Katan and Axe Woves. Okay. You're getting the Clan Kryze folks in full Beskar. They're not full Beskar. They're half Beskar because they're regular on the back. Bo-Katan and Axe Woves. It's a set. You're going to get them both together. Give me a hashtag bow. Just hashtag bow. I think that works, right? In the chat, and we'll pick that. All right. Give me a hashtag bow. We'll do that. While that is going on, what's the one air support you're most excited about? I definitely want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you guys think about the air support coming in? Are you thinking that you're more interested in the Fang Fighter? Are you thinking that you're more interested in maybe something else? Like, are you interested in the TIE Fighter? And how many TIE Fighters would you get? Like, I think it's going to be... And we don't even know for sure that the Empire is getting a TIE Fighter. It might be a TIE Bomber. But if it's a TIE Fighter, it's going to look really cool. I mean, we've seen a lot of people doing TIE Fighters and stuff on the ground. But, like, I just can't I can't... hold on. This is a question there. But yeah, I just can't see having only one, right? AJ, so say, if I get something in the mail from you, Crabbok, but don't know why, did I win but didn't know it, and you just have my home address from winning in the past? I don't keep people's addresses. You give it to me, I write it on the envelope and mail it out, and then it's gone. I don't hold on to anybody's information. But if you're worried about that, then then you can say no, I'll pass. You can give it to somebody else. Because I just have no other way to get it to you. It's not, it's not like I'm gonna do anything with it. I have no reason to do that. I'm just trying to give out cool stuff to you guys. Because AMG shipped these to me in the last thing. These were all from AMG, so I wanted to share it out with everybody. But yeah, that's how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and pick. We did a hashtag bow, and we're going to give that out. All right, in 3, 2, 1. All right, that looks like that's going to be Stealth Viper. Stealth Viper, you won the bow and axe woes. Go ahead, congratulations. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Let me know what you've won. Stealth Viper. Yeah. Dark Sabers. We're not doing any Dark Sabers right now, but yeah, no, that would be a cool card. How cool would it be if they did? Okay, I don't know if AMG is watching, but let me know your thoughts. How cool would it be if they did a card like in this style, but an upgrade card, and it was the Dark Saber, but they made it a little bit more narrow, and it's actually like shaped kind of like the Dark Saber, right? It'd probably be a little bit of an ordeal because you have to have it custom cut and you have to cut it a little bit differently. And I get that, but that would be really cool. That would be really cool. I think it'd be awesome. We're going to do more giveaways. We're going to drop some more. What is today? The 8th. So at the end of this month, probably in about 2 weeks, we'll drop some more on the giveaways channel in Discord. And we're going to drop 4 more on Patreon. So that is coming. So if you want to have more chances to win, get some other perks and Discord roles or name and credits and other cool stuff like that. Also new Patreon joiners, I'll give you a shout out at different levels. I think it's the Y-Wing level and above. I'll give you a shout out in the latest video. We've been doing that as well too, and always looking for other cool ways to kind of to incorporate all of that. Always looking for other cool, new, fun stuff to do. So if it's fun and it's cool, I'm interested in giving it a shot. Like we had some cool things. We had like the polls and stuff too, right? So that's a fun one. By the way, next time we do a live stream, I should ask you guys for what would be the best poll. So if you want to stick around, I can try another poll. Anybody who's going to stay online, what would be a good poll to do for everybody who's left? That would be a fun one. Let me see here. I want to get back to other stuff. 82nd Helljumper says, I'm hyped for X-Wings and A-Wings or even a themed U-Wing for Rogue One again. Now, I love that idea of a U-Wing. I think U-Wings are a little too big, but I still love it. And I feel like just because they're too big, it shouldn't prohibit them. What makes them so big is those giant wings. So you have a playable sized kind of chassis, but then you have these wings that would be 3 feet long. And so I think to make it work for Star Wars Legion, the wings would have to come off. You could put them on for display, but then you'd have to take them off for gameplay. They'd almost have to be and that's a tough sell to actually do, because you want to you take your photos and you'd have to be able to put them on and take it off. To a similar note, did anybody here play X-Wing, the miniatures game? You had things like the Lambda shuttle. It had its big old wings. But sometimes your Lambda shuttle, if you had it pulled up right next to a Millennium Falcon or something like that, you'd have to pull the wings up, even though it's in flight and you don't want the wings to be up. But it looks cool to have the wings to be able to go up and down, but you want them down when it's in flight and then up at the start of the battle, right? And then but sometimes you had to just put one wing up and then one wing down so it wouldn't bump the ship. in the same way that sometimes you have to take a miniature off of the base, so this way, like, so it doesn't physically bump another miniature. You'd have to be able to do that. A TIE Striker absolutely could work. A TIE Reaper, probably not. Probably too big. Vulture Droids are coming. Rebel Friend, yeah, Vulture Droids had been confirmed by that Asmodee post that like listed a whole bunch of pre-order information. All this stuff is coming early next year. We're going to get more information about it probably in November. Atomic Mass is going to be doing a ton of promotions towards the end of the year. They're also, whatever the next developer update. I don't know if they're going to still call it Mini Stravaganza or if they're going to call it something else. But there'll be like a big info dump in November. We're going to probably get pre-order information on all of that stuff. A spinning B-Wing. Well, I think you can make anything spinning if you're going to be building it yourself. It's going to be very easy to do that. I would love a spinning B-Wing. When X-Wing started doing that, it was like, oh my gosh. X-Wing got really good in the later years of its production. Like all the models being able to move, opening S-foils and things like that. The final wave of B-Wings were absolutely spectacular. Really, it's like some of the best miniatures ever. Both for like play and for display. Which is really, really cool stuff. So yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Yeah, no, well, people are still playing. People are still playing all those games, but it is a little different when it's not in production. That's absolutely a thing. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. I wonder, that would be so funny. You know what? I just realized I've been trying to get this chat to show up on screen the entire time. I had a window in the background that was the old one that wasn't working, and that's why it never worked. And now all of a sudden, all of your chat is showing up on screen. Oh boy, I'm such a silly goose. Look at all of that. Yeah. So, hey, chat works now. Next time I'll get it right. I need to stream more. Should I stream more? Here, let's put it in. Let's do our last poll. Let's do our last poll. There we go. There it is. Should I stream more? Yes or no? Where is Mini Crab? Wow, I haven't had anybody ask for Mini Crab in a long time. There's different types of Mini Crabs, but we do have one. There's another one that comes out exclusively for super chats. Oh, yeah, baby. But we do have a.
Let's play some games. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, let's play some games.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, baby.
All right. Yeah. I'm surprised that tells me that you've been with the channel. You've been like a follower, a subscriber for a long time, because I haven't done Mini Crab in a very long time. That's very funny. But yes, yeah, Hyper Crab. I don't know. I'd have to film something new. The funny thing is, as I get older, sometimes I go back and watch some of my older videos, and I can see all the gray kind of coming in, right, as I'm getting older, right? And I see all of the gray come in, and I'm like, man, some of my older videos I was a lot darker. Like, I don't use any like dye or whatever, and so I'm gonna get to a point where like Mini Crab doesn't look like me anymore. Where like Mini Crab still has like, you know, still has darker stuff. So I've got to save all those videos and all that footage. It's funny. Yes. Clearly we need more live streams, since you can always ask for more Mini Crab on these, right? And Azatuk Gunship. That would be an interesting one, because of the fact that I don't know if it doesn't look as much of a Star Wars aesthetic, but it would be really cool for the Wookiee battle for, like, Wookiees need some love, right? Oh, here's okay, Rebel Friend 8817. Do you have any thoughts on the new Marvel set from Magic the Gathering? I do. All right. And I'm going to ask you guys this too. For you guys who are still here, let's start another poll. Let's see. Should I cover Magic the Gathering? So should I cover Magic the Gathering in addition to everything that that I already covered? Because I wouldn't drop any other games or whatever. So I've been playing. So if you guys don't know, I recently, like a few months ago, I started playing Magic the Gathering again. Last year they announced a bunch of crossovers, Universes Beyond stuff. And Star Wars Unlimited is better, maybe. I enjoyed Star Wars Unlimited too. I didn't have really many criticisms of it. It was all right. I do struggle with trying to play competitively with games like that, especially when they have frequent updates, when there's a lot of stuff that comes out, and it is a slippery slope. So the interesting thing for me is like a lot of gamers who have been gaming for a long time, I played Magic many years ago. I played in the 1990s, the mid-90s, like when it was still pretty new. I got into the game like when Revised had just come out. And so at the time it was just Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, Revised, and then Antiquities, Arabian Nights, and Legends. That was it when I started playing. And then I played for a little bit. Again, I was a teenager at the time, and my mom had seen like there was an Unholy Strength card that had a pentagram on it, and she's like, "Oh, that's the devil," and she got rid of it all. So, I wasn't able to keep playing, and then years later, after I joined the army, I kind of got back into it for a little bit, off and on, for a few years, and then got out in like the early 2000s. Kind of stopped. I think I stopped around like 2009. Something like that, because I sold off my cards around that time. But yeah, I was heavily into it for a little while, and a couple of times. You speak of Star Wars Unlimited in the past tense. Is it struggling? I don't know if struggling is an accurate word. I think Star Wars Unlimited is doing fine. I don't play it anymore. That's why I say speak about it in the past tense. I played it and I covered it a little bit more at the very beginning of the game. And I just wasn't crazy about it. There's plenty more questions. We'll keep it going. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Star Wars Unlimited, but I think it was after like the second or third, by the time the third set was coming out, I decided I was going to stop, because I bought into it decently with the first set, was having a lot of fun. Set 2 came out. I was like, so yeah, I wasn't sure about that, and I didn't get, like, I bought a booster box of the second set, and then I couldn't find it anywhere anymore. It was completely sold out, and then I didn't get any of the cards that I wanted, and then I couldn't get the convention exclusive stuff, and then I was just like, I can't buy anymore. So then I just kind of stopped. By the time the third set came out, I had kind of lost interest. I had moved on. And also didn't like the idea of having to like change out my decks and completely like rebuild them over and over again. And I wanted a digital version. If they did a digital version of Star Wars Unlimited, I would consider playing that and streaming it and doing all that stuff. Kind of like Hearthstone. That would be fun. I do a little bit of Magic Arena that way. And I definitely have some mixed stuff on whether or not I should cover Magic. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't necessarily like my Magic the Gathering content, but hear me out. They're doing Star Trek later this year, and that's really cool. It's really cool to see Star Trek actually get some quality product out there. I'm also a really big Star Trek fan, in addition to Star Wars. The two are very, very different, even though they're both sci-fi. It's really, very different things. So with the Marvel set, I kind of really like it. I like Marvel, I like geek stuff, and I love crossovers. My only issue is that I think there's a lot of folks who play standard that kind of wish a lot of the Universes Beyond stuff wasn't standard legal. And I can see that, because if you want to be a Magic the Gathering purist and kind of stick to like in-universe prime Magic the Gathering lore and stuff like that, that's cool. And I think there should be a format that is sticking to the regular sets. And I think the Universes Beyond should be for fun, for crossovers. I like crossovers, but not everybody does. And I like giving people the options that they want. Now, for me, I like to play Commander. I don't play constructed or standard like 60 card decks. I like playing the 100 card singleton, commander format because it's casual. I like playing casually, but I don't like games. I don't like decks with instant win conditions. I don't, I want everybody to have a good time. I want the game to last a little bit of time, at least an hour. Let's have a good time with it, generally. And yes, like I even like the rule, like me and my friends, when we play casually, we have this rule where you can continue to mulligan as many times as you want until you get a playable hand. Because Commander's going to take a while. I don't want you to start off and be forced to into a bad hour of gaming or a bad 2 hours of gaming because we wouldn't let you mulligan again for free or whatever. So, that little house rule I have when I play. But if I want you to have fun. But yeah. Okay. So I like the Marvel set. This new one has some really cool stuff. I did pick up this secret layer of Marvel stuff. So I already have a couple. I already got Captain America, Storm, Wolverine, Black Panther, and those secret layers. And I saw that they're reprinting those. I don't have a problem with that. At first I was kind of surprised because I thought they weren't going to do it. But then I thought about it. I'm like, wait, no, this is a good thing. It means more people have access to cool cards. I'm all for it. And it's new art, so that's fine. I actually happen to like the art from the secret layers too, so that's cool. But I like that they're reprinting stuff. I don't like things being held behind paywalls and behind scalpers and stuff like that. So the Marvel Superheroes set looks fun. I am eagerly looking forward to it. Might even take that day off of work for pre-release so I can go up to the store, get my stuff, come home, unbox it, and start building decks. I already have a Heroes and Villains Commander deck each. So I've got a Heroes Commander deck and a Villains Commander deck. They're imperfect right now. This is going to help fill it out, and I can't wait to see more. I would love to do a live stream talking more about Magic the Gathering and what I think they'll do with the rest of the Marvel sets. I think if they're going to do 5 more sets, there's room for an X-Men set. I think there's a room for a cosmic or like an outer space set that involves like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Nova Corps, things like that. Maybe Asgardians, maybe a Gods. I don't know if they'll do a Gods set. Then they could do like maybe an Infinity set. Like there's definitely a lot more sets they could do, and so that would be fun. So I like all of that stuff. I'm excited with this stuff. I don't like as many of the art style that's like the retro comic book covers for the alternate arts, though. That's not my favorite. I like the things that are more like Marvel masterpieces, kind of like the really fancy, the really high-end art, as opposed to the retro art, right? So that's why I liked like the secret layers that they did for Marvel already, because those were like really high-quality art. I love that on my Magic cards. I'm less crazy about the retro kind of mediocre art, because I didn't have as many comic books. I had some from back then, but I like the better art that we sometimes get on them. Captain Kirk is going to boldly go. There were a lot of other questions. I'm going to get to those. Let's see. Are they going to bring any PWs for Universes Beyond? I don't know what PW is. You'd have to say that. All right. I missed. So somebody also asked about, let's see, Brat the Brat. I think that's B-Rat the Brat. Did you get a chance to play a few matches of StarCraft yet? So yes, I haven't gotten to play nearly enough. I wanted to get everything painted before I started playing it. I played this weekend, and of course I had the demo game at Adepticon. So we're getting there. I want to play more. I haven't played a full game yet. My games have just been small learning games. I'm getting the feel for it. And it's fun because like the learning games have me, as soon as I'm done, I'm like, oh, I want to play more. But there's other things we want to do too. So yes, I definitely want to play more. But I've only played Terran and Zerg, so I haven't even started with Protoss yet. So, but no, we have more StarCraft coverage coming. I'm trying to get more games in, get more familiar with the gameplay and the rules, and being able to get to a point where I can kind of talk about it more fun, or more of like with more authority. Not authority isn't the right word, but like talk about it like I know what the heck I'm talking about, So that would be pretty cool. So that's fun. Do we have any Star Trek fans in the house? Any Star Trek fans in the house? Are you a Star Trek fan in addition to everything else? Because, yeah, look at that. Should I cover Magic in addition to my other stuff? 40% said yes. 60% said no. I can only assume that the folks that said no because they didn't want it to be in addition. They want me to go exclusively Magic the Gathering, right? No, I'm kidding. I know there's a lot of people that don't want to hear about Magic, or they maybe they used to be a Magic player and they don't want to be tempted to get back in. I've heard a lot of people say that. Sorry, I'm not going to go like heavily into Magic the Gathering coverage, but I'm definitely still going to cover it. I'll definitely do some pack openings and stuff for Marvel. I'd like to even do like commander decks ideas and stuff. I'm building a Crab deck right now, a Crab commander deck. That one would be a fun one to talk about. Yeah, but yes, Commander is a very if you're an old Magic player, Commander's a really fun casual format that is a love letter to everything you love or could love about Magic the Gathering. As long as you're playing, casual Commander. I love to play casual Commander. I it's so much fun, and so I love that. But I am really Deep Space Nine. So. One of the things I did interesting question about Star Wars Zero Company. Maybe. The question is maybe. Are we going to buy it? Maybe. I'm not a big fan of XCOM on those style of games. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm definitely interested in Star Wars Racer, though. Galactic Racer. I'm definitely going to get that. That one looks fun. I used to love the Pod Racer game on the N64. So that's going to be freaking cool. Yes. But Deep Space Nine, I'm really hoping they do for the Star Trek decks that they're doing. The Star Trek series that's coming. They haven't done hardly any previews. We've seen Captain Kirk's card. That's it. And we've seen some art. So we do know that it's going to also have Next Generation stuff and Original Series stuff. We've seen a little bit of stuff from both. I hope it does more than just Next Generation. I really, really, really hope they also have Deep Space Nine. And it would be really, really cool if they also had Voyager. I don't know if they'll go past that. I think, but what I can tell you is I did a video talking about the Captain Kirk card. The code at the bottom of it ended with a C, like STC or something like that. The fact that it ended with a C means that he's a commander, and he's probably the face commander for a commander deck from Star Trek. Which tells me there'll be at least one commander deck for the Star Trek series. And if there's pretty good chance they'll do more than one. I mean, in Ninja Turtles, they only did one commander deck, and I get that because Ninja Turtles, it's really just 4 turtles, Splinter and Shredder, and maybe Krang, and like Casey Jones and April O'Neil. Like, you don't have that many characters that you can really do tons of commander decks, right? But Star Trek, you do. Star Trek, you have loads of commanders. Like, Marvel's got 4. Not only does Marvel have 4 commander decks, they also have starter decks. They also have, like jump starts. They also are having collector boosters and regular boosters and all that stuff. Marvel's got tons, and they're doing 5 sets. But Doctor Who had 4 pre-con commander decks. So I do think Star Trek will have 4. It should have Original Series commander deck, a Jean-Luc Picard Next Generation commander deck, a Deep Space Nine Cisco commander deck, and a Voyager commander deck with Janeway. We should have those 4 commander decks. If we have those 4 commander decks, I'm going to be very, very happy. But they could alternatively do like a Borg commander deck, like a bad guys, right? Or things like that, Or maybe they include some of the villains into the commander deck, like have Picard also have Romulans. Or Klingons, right? Klingons in the original series deck. I don't know. Maybe the Borg against Voyager, because that was a big thing there. Have the Cardassians and the Dominion in the Deep Space Nine deck. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do with that. I'd love it. If we have Deep Space Nine and we have Cisco, if we have Bald Cisco, if we have the Defiant, if we have Garrick, I'm going to be very happy. So, there's a lot of things that I really want them to do and reference. Like, I want stuff from, like, Shaka, When the Walls Fell. Like, I want Dathan. I want Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. That should be like a saga or something like that. Like there should be cards like that. There should be, how many lights do you see? There are 4 lights, and like there's so many iconic, critically cool things that they could do, and how would they translate them into Magic the Gathering? I love it. I love everything about that. All right, let's go ahead. Did I try the Final Fantasy deck? So I have those. I like the Universes Beyond precons, and I try to pick a lot of them up. You were talking a foreign language to me? Oh, yeah. A lot of the... I'll explain, but it was... Star Trek kind of predicted memes before memes existed, and they predict a lot of stuff. So, I'll talk about it. It's great. Google the Star Trek Next Generation episode called Darmok, Darmok. One of the greatest episodes of Star Trek of all time. One of the greatest science fiction episodes of all time. And it is it's just an excellent episode to watch. You should just watch it, but I can summarize it for you, if you want. But yeah. You're not into Star Trek or Magic, but why wasn't Shredder a commander? Oh, he can be. Anybody who's a legendary creature can be a commander. He just wasn't a commander for a pre-con commander deck. He was they only made a single commander deck for the Ninja Turtles set because it was a very small set. To be fair, like Spider-Man, also a very small set, didn't even have a single commander pre-con. So it looks like Star Trek will have at least one, and I do hope it's a bigger set and can accommodate 4. I would really be happy with that. Or hell, I'd even take more than 4. I'd take an original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Borg, Dominion. Like, I don't know. I could do quite a bit there, but I mean, you got to leave some cards for the basic set also, right? Oh yeah, Mirror Universe. Oh man, Mirror. They could do more than one Star Trek set. They could do, a couple of Star Trek sets. I also predict they'll do a Lower Decks Secret Lair when they do the Star Trek set. I predict that. Yes. Did you play Star Trek Ascendancy? Do you? I have it. I have played it a few times. I haven't played it recently. As much as I enjoy that game, there is kind of a quick path to victory that if you're trying to play it competitively with people, you can just do that. You're trying to get AI to give you a summary. Well, let me give you a summary. Yes. The Enterprise encounters this alien race of Temerians that the Federation has been unable to communicate with. They have universal translators that can translate the language, but they still cannot communicate with the Temerians. Why can't they talk to the Temerians? The Temerians engage them in conversation, and their words sound meaningless. They're speaking in words that sound like they're referencing people, places, and things, but it just doesn't make sense. Whoa, we got a super chat from Peter! Oh, man. All right, Pete. You know what just happened? You know what just happened? We got a super chat from Pete, and I am going to finish. That's Peter's 3rd super chat. YouTube just told me that's wow. It's time for super chat mini crab.
Super chat? Wow, that's amazing. Oh my goodness, super chats are the best.
That's right.
Super chats?
It's
Wow,
time for
that's
super chat mini
amazing.
crab.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, super chats are the best. Super chats.
That's fantastic,
wow,
Peter.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, you're the man. You got a super. Everybody got to see Mini Crab come back out because of you, Peter. You're the man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So, while the Enterprise crew is trying to communicate with this, this Temerian vessel, their captain ends up, of course, their technology is superior to the Enterprise, and they just beam each of their captains down to this planet's surface. And Picard is like, well, dude, I don't understand. Why did you just take me from my ship? And then they put a force field over the ship. Basically, they forced these two captains to be isolated. While they're on the surface, the ships are planning to, trying to fight, and the Enterprise is trying to rescue their captain, and they unsuccessful. So while Picard is down on the planet with this guy, with the Temerian captain whose name is Dathan, they can't really communicate, but he's saying things like "Shaka" when the walls fell, and he would be like "Darmok, Angelad, et Tanagra," and he'd give Picard a knife, and Picard is like, "I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you." Well, what ends up happening is Picard realizes that he's referencing he's referencing things in the same way that I might reference something that is culturally significant to you guys, like Leo with his glass held up, smiling at the camera, right? You would recognize the meme. You would know what I was talking about. But yes, meme speak, right? So they're referencing cultural significance, and so that's how they communicate. So it shows you that translating, the moral of the story is that like translating words doesn't always give you the same emphasis as context does. And so they spend the whole episode figuring that out, and they figure it out beautifully because Picard starts telling Dathan a story of the legend of the Epic of Gilgamesh, and it's how a lot of people my age first learned about the Epic of Gilgamesh was from Jean-Luc Picard in Next Generation. So that happens, and then Picard kind of references Picard and Dathan at Eladrel, which was the place they're at, and so they finally start to figure it out, and so like Shaka when the walls fell means a failure, and a failure of everything that was supposed to happen, right? And it's like so all of that, and it's beautiful. Like there's a really cool scene where like Deanna Troi is talking to Riker in the captain's ready room, and she's just like, well, and when they're starting to figure this out, and she's like, what if I said to you, Juliet on her balcony, and he's like, oh, well, that has meaning, that has emotion, that has significance to me beyond just those things, and it's just a beautiful Samwise with potato, yes, Anakin in a kindergarten, oh, that's a good one. All right, you guys are all over it. So anyway, it's just a beautiful episode, and the Dathan ends up dying in this fight where he's trying to fight a beast, a mutual thing with Picard, so that he'll understand the meme. He's trying to create the meme so that they can understand the meme and create a new cultural reference. What I think is funny about this episode, the bad thing about this episode that a lot of people will miss, is that meanwhile, while the captains are down on the planet, the Enterprise is trying to like break up the force field, and they're trying to disrupt the other ship, and the other ship is superior and like shoots back and like drains their shield, and the Enterprise is like about to blow up, like all their energy is almost gone, and they're about to, and Picard goes back up to and he hails the enemy vessel, and he tells them, Darmok Angelad at Tanagra, Picard and Dathan at Eladrel, and the other, like the first officer on the other ship is like, oh, his eyes uncovered, and he finally understands. He pushes a button, and all of a sudden the Enterprise, like their power is fully restored, and they're back to like 100%. And I'm like, come on, you can't just shoot somebody and say, okay, I'll stop, and then the ship's magically healed. It's a silly little thing that happens at the end. So next time you watch it, remember that, like, how did they just push a button that magically healed the Enterprise? It's kind of crazy. Call them in the ring, yes. Bullseye. Oh, we're doing it now. We're doing all of these. I love it. It's kind of a funny episode. Maybe it isn't really like as great as I hyped it up to be, but at the time it was great, and it's got a lot of cultural significance for me as a Star Trek fan, and as somebody who's also lived through memes, from before memes existed and now after memes have become a thing, and now I love it. It's very, very cool. All right, you guys. What else do we have that we were going to talk about? For minis games, have you ever checked out Infinity? I have. What else do we have in here? I have heard of Infinity. I haven't played it now. AJ Lynch says Ascendancy 2.0 has much better rules. That's a good thing to keep in mind. That's pretty cool. I haven't played. I haven't played Infinity. I think they have. I think they have some metal miniatures, and I'll be honest, I do not like metal miniatures. I'm unhappy with metal miniatures. Every time I've seen metal miniatures, I don't like them. The Halo Flashpoint reveals. I saw that there was another reveal. I have not dug into it yet. I did see that they were going to have some new stuff. It looks like they have like the original like Covenant, the little quirky guys and stuff like that. So that does look pretty cool. And AJ Lynch says, "What are your top Deep Space Nine episodes?" I could do a whole live stream talking about that. Obviously, In the Pale Moonlight, and obviously Duet. Those two, absolutely spectacular. I have been doing a Deep Space Nine rewatch. If you go to my links down in the description, my Blue Sky link, it's a social media thing, you know, because I stopped using Twitter and I started using Blue Sky. On that, I've been doing kind of like a recap of episodes that stand out to me as I'm slowly making my way back through Deep Space Nine again. On that platform, I'll do thoughts about when an episode has something interesting, or like when you rewatch it again, sometimes you miss stuff, or you're like, I never realized how great this episode is. My favorite, it's not my favorite episode, but it's my episode that stands out. It's an episode from season 1 called Progress. It's not one of the top episodes of Deep Space Nine that people talk about, but for me, it's one of my favorite episodes. It's still early in the series. Season 1 is always a hard part for any Star Trek. It's for any show. Season 1 is always hard. Progress is one where Major Kira has to go get some people who are living in an area that they need to terraform and turn into power converters or whatever. The government has to destroy this land so they can get power for the planet down below, and the equivalent of like, hey, we need to build a new power plant now. I finally won the war. My people are now in charge, but we need to build a power plant. And hey, she finds like this lone farmer who's still living in the land. I'm like, hey, we need to evacuate you. We're turning this into a power plant. Yeah, I love Progress, and it really shows some really great acting. It really shows great character. The beginning of Kira's character growth and like where she's come from and where she is now. Really, it's powerful. And what I love about it also is that in addition to just being a powerful episode, it still can pull tears from me. It's overshadowed by having Duet in season 1, right? Season 1 has so many really good episodes that this one is easily overlooked because it's surrounded by some really good episodes. But on its own, it is an absolute, it's just a fantastic episode, and it's one of my favorites. But yes, what are my painting now or painting recently? Can I show you? I cannot show you right now because my live stream setup here is not located where my rest of my stuff is. So I had taken a little bit of a break from painting. The last things that I did, I did the whole StarCraft set, starter set, and then like wave 1 of the Terrans and the Zergs. I haven't done the Protoss yet. I have them assembled and I can play with them, but I have not even primed the Protoss yet. I'm keeping them in the base gold and blue for right now. I definitely will paint them, but I wanted to get a better feel for the faction and for the playstyle, and then hopefully I'll just get motivated to paint them. But I had to pick a stopping point because I want to paint them really well, and I want to take my time with them. And if I didn't stop, I was never, if I didn't stop painting, I was never going to get to play the game. So paused there. I'm currently doing the Blizzard Force starter for Legion right now. I have them primed and base coated. There's another unit of stormtroopers in there, but I got the snowtroopers. I have to hit them with another coat of white to get the armor because my white started to run out. And then I have the new Vader primed, and the new Boba and Bosk are also primed, and they're all kind of ready to go. So I'll be working on that. So that's a thing that's going to be happening. So that's my current focus. When, of course, I will be also painting Mandalorians too. So all of that stuff is currently on the agenda. Also hoping to be looking at StarCraft's Wave 2. Hopefully soon. Hopefully. Oh, yeah. You just got a delivery of an old and new Blizzard Force set. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, you got a lot of stuff then. No, Blizzard Force is it's cool. I like the new snowtroopers too. They look great. And we're gonna see. I'm looking at some new options for the basing for snow material. I used to just use a little bit of white paint, and I'm like, no, I want to try and do like snowy material. And I found some cool homebrew options of mixing. What was it, like baking soda, PVA glue, and white paint and stuff like that. And so I want to try some of that. How are we supposed to paint all of our Mandos with all of these factions? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use various shades of gray. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do grays and blacks. And I think that'll fit with everything. It'll fit with the Mandalorians. It'll fit with Clan Kryze. It'll fit with Clan Ren. It'll fit with... I already said Saxons. Yeah. It'll fit with the Children of the Watch. I think that'll work. And then I can, as I add more Mandos, I can be like, okay, you guys are going to be custom for, red shoulder pads on you guys, But no, it's gonna be really fun. Are you gonna paint the Mandos a custom color scheme, or are you gonna follow canon schemes? Oh yeah. Well, the heroes, I'll probably follow their canon schemes. I'm gonna want my heroes recognizable. And I'll say this: I used to do like wild, crazy color schemes on stuff and try all kinds of whatever I could think of that I wanted to do. Like I'm like, oh, I want to do, purple. Purple Rebel Troopers or whatever. I used to do stuff like that. Did like blue Stormtroopers one time and stuff. I don't like doing those as much. And one of the reasons is that I like to make content with these miniatures once they're painted. I like to do reels and photos and Instagram stuff and things like that. And I find that it is better and I have an easier time kind of showcasing a game and reaching a wider audience if my stuff is a little bit more canon, so that's kind of where that comes from. Yeah, so I like to kind of stick with the canon stuff, at least for the important stuff, and then if you've got enough stormtroopers, then maybe like that 4th unit, I'll do them a little different or something like that. That's my thought with it. But then got different games, like when I do Age of Sigmar stuff, I invent my own color schemes for that, because those, I can do whatever I want. So, I just kind of invent stuff. Like my Stormcast Eternals are primarily like pink, pink and red. It's like a purple to lavender to red kind of gradient, amongst them and stuff like that. So I kind of do whatever I want. Yep. So, yeah, so that's, I think that's about it. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We will be doing more giveaways. If you haven't already joined Patreon, or if you're interested in that, and also Discord, we'll be doing more giveaways on Discord. Again, within the next week or two, I'll probably put them up there. So that's going on. That's going to do it for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all, and always wash your socks.